Hello friends, this is Benjamin from English Classes Online. You are welcome to today's video. Today we shall be looking at how to write an essay in 4 easy steps, with focus on essays in the West African Senior School Certificate Examinations and the National Examinations Council Senior School Certificate Examinations. If you are new to this channel, kindly subscribe to the channel, click on the bell icon as well, so that whenever new videos are uploaded on this channel, you will be instantly notified and you will have free access to all the videos we upload on this channel. Let's dive into the lecture without much ado and try and do justice to it. Alright. What is an essay? An essay has different definitions. Number 1, a short piece of writing about a particular subject by a student as part of a course of study. Of course, that is an essay, one of the definitions of an essay. And you know, there are different pieces of writings, different forms of writing that students can be asked to write as part of a course of study. Now, the second definition is a short piece of writing giving someone's ideas about a given topic. You know, someone may be an entrepreneur who is writing a blog post and an article for a website and so on and so forth. You know, a piece of writing giving someone's ideas about a given topic. That is an essay. Then the third definition is a group of paragraphs that explain an idea. You know, once you are able to write a group of paragraphs explaining an idea or discussing an idea, that can be regarded as an essay. Then the fourth definition we want to look at here is a piece of writing in which the writer expresses his or her idea on a given topic. Is similar to other definitions we have already given. But for the purpose of this video, we want to look at an essay as an all-encompassing piece of writing. In our previous video lectures, we have discussed different forms of writing: how to write an article, how to write a speech, how to write a story, how to write a report, how to write a formal letter, how to write an informal letter. We have delivered these lectures, discussing these various specific forms of writing. But this video is about the practical steps you need to take to write an essay. It could be an article, it could be a speech, it could be a letter, but there are basic steps you need to take in order to write a good essay. Now, at the end of this video lecture, you will be equipped with the knowledge of how to write any type of essay. You will know what to do, the steps to take, so that you will write the essay. The important thing is for you to know the features and the format of the particular piece of writing or form of writing you are asked to do, whether it is an article, a letter, a story, or a report. Alright, so that is exactly what this video is set to achieve. So it is a very important topic we are discussing today, because it's like teaching you how to fish rather than just giving you a few pieces of fish. When you are knowledgeable about these steps, then you can write any type of essay from the scratch. Alright, let's look at the highlights. We are looking at the 4 steps that need to be taken, and the first one is choosing the topic. Number 2 is brainstorming, and creating an outline. Number 3 is writing the essay, and number 4 is proofreading the essay. These are the 4 easy steps, the 4 simple steps that you need to take in order to write any type of essay and write a very convincing one for that matter. So let's look at these steps one after the other. The first one is choosing the topic, and here we are saying that you have to choose a topic you know and can discuss easily and convincingly. You must know what you are talking about, otherwise your essay will be big words without substance. So you need to understand what you are writing. If you are already given an essay topic in an exam, make sure you understand exactly what the examiner wants you to write on the topic. Now, one important thing you need to know is that you need to take some time to choose the particular topic. In most examinations, including the Wassce, Neco, and Ssce exams, you are given a number of topics, out of which you are asked to choose one and write on it. It is important for you to read over all the topics carefully before making your choice. Many students pick a topic in haste, only to regret at the end of the exam for having not chosen another topic which would have been easier for them to write, on, than they had one they had chosen. So that's why we emphasize that choosing the topic is very important, because you need to choose a topic that you know and can discuss easily and convincingly. Let me give you one example. Choosing a topic like how to fly a helicopter may be a very lofty and laudable topic, yet it can become a very bad topic if you don't know how to fly a helicopter. It is better for you to choose a topic like how to prepare or how to cook a favorite dish, how to prepare a local dish. If you know how to do that very well and can discuss it easily and convincingly, you will win more marks writing such an essay than choosing a topic that is strange to you, that you don't know anything about. So choosing the topic you know very well is the first step towards producing a good essay. You must know what you are talking about, as we have already said. Otherwise, your essay will be big words without substance. So that is about choosing the topic. Choose the topic that you understand very well. Another thing you need to know here is that, in the Wassce or Neco exam, you are given about 4 or 5 topics or questions, essay questions, that you have to choose one and write on it. So you have to look at them one by one, and choose the one that you know very well and can write convincingly about. So that is about choosing the topic. Then the second step is brainstorming and creating an outline. What do we mean by brainstorming? Is thinking critically about a topic. So think about the topic in order to generate ideas for your essay. Here again, most students make a very grievous mistake. Some students jump into writing the essay without planning it, because they think that the time spent on planning the essay is a waste. On the contrary, the time you spend planning the essay, in fact, will save you much time and will enable you to write a very good essay. The reason is that there is a saying that good thinking yields good products. Again, it is said that if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Before you are able to build a good house, you must come up with the drawing, the building plan, and so there must be a writing plan. So before you can produce a good essay, you must spend a little time brainstorming, that is thinking about the topic, in order to generate good ideas for your essay. And so as we said here, jot down the ideas on a sheet of paper just as they naturally flow into your mind. The human mind is like a computer, and there is a lot of information stored up in your subconscious mind. We call it the memory bank. If you just focus your mind, your attention on the given topic, the ideas will come flowing naturally like water from its source. So as these ideas flow naturally to your mind, write them down on a sheet of paper. If you are in an exam hall, you may not be allowed to come with an extra sheet of paper, so use the last page of your answer sheet as a rough sheet of paper. Don't tear it, but jot down the ideas on that page, after which you cancel it out neatly. Then go over the points and pick only the ones you consider most relevant to the topic. Organize your ideas and their supporting points into an outline, dividing them into the three main parts of your essay: introduction, body, and conclusion. So you see that is exactly what you need to do. Let me give you some idea of what this means. Now you can see, all right, let's see if we can expand this. All right, okay, let's reduce it a bit so that we can see everything. Okay, now this is an outline that we have actually drawn here, and this outline is something that you need to do. In writing the outline, you will have in front of you the topic of the essay, and here we have chosen a topic from a past Wassce question. Is actually an article, and it reads: the rising incidence of road traffic accidents nowadays is alarming. In an article suitable for publication in an international magazine, discuss at least 3 factors responsible for this and suggest ways of dealing with the problem. So you can see that we have a question, a Wassce question, and so from this question we are able to create the title of our essay, which incidentally is an article. Now, the rising incidence of road traffic accidents in Nigeria. So once we have this title in front of us, then we think about this topic and jot down the ideas that come to our mind. You can do this job within a very short time, but you have to be mindful of the 3 main parts of your essay: the introduction, the body, and the conclusion, so that your points, the main points you are jotting down, will reflect, will be will cover these 3 main parts of your essay. And so in the introduction, although we are going to discuss 3 major or essential ingredients that should be contained in your introduction, yet the most important of them is the thesis. Your thesis is your main idea of the passage, the central message you want to convey. Your viewpoint, your opinion, what you are exactly saying is your thesis. Your thesis is what the essay is essentially all about. Now, before we get this thesis, it's important we jot down the points we want to discuss in the body of the essay, and then we combine these major points with what we are going to get from the prompt. I will explain this to you, how we carve out our thesis from the question we have been asked. All right, so but here, if you listen when I read out the question, it is, we are asked to discuss three major factors responsible for the rising incidence of road accidents in Nigeria. So we quickly jot down these three main points. 1, bad roads. 2, lack of vehicle maintenance. And 3, drinking while driving or driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs. These three main points can be the factors responsible for the rising incidence of road traffic accidents in our country. And with this in mind, then we can come up with our thesis. Once we come up with our thesis, we don't have to bother about the point we have to create for our conclusion, because our conclusion will just be an act of re-emphasizing or revisiting the thesis, and we are done with our essay. Now, how do we carve out our thesis? We carve out our thesis from what is called the prompt. The prompt essentially is taken from the question we have been asked. Well, let's revisit the question here. Let me give you the question, so that you will know exactly what it is. Now, this is the question. The rising incidence of road traffic accidents nowadays is alarming. Okay? All right. In an article suitable for publication in an international magazine, well, Z has a problem in my computer, so let me replace it with S. Okay, in an international magazine, discuss at least 3 factors responsible for this and suggest ways of dealing with the problem. Okay, now this is the question. The rising incidence of road accidents nowadays is alarming. In an article suitable for publication in an international magazine, discuss at least 3 factors responsible for this and suggest ways of dealing with the problem. Okay, all right, so that is exactly the question. And then talking about the prompt, talking about the prompt, how do we get the prompt? The prompt is actually what triggers something, what is like a foundation upon which something is based. So our prompt here is the rising incidence of road traffic accidents nowadays is alarming. This is our prompt, and then we are going to base our thesis on this prompt. We are saying that the rising incidence of road accidents nowadays is alarming. That is the message we want to convey. And in addition to that, we are discussing three major factors that are responsible for this problem. We are saying that we have a social problem on our hands, that the rising incidence of road accidents, traffic accidents nowadays is alarming. All right. So in this case, we can come up with our thesis based on this prompt. All right, based on this on this prompt. So we can say the rising incidence of, all right, okay, so let's just come up with something, of road traffic accidents in Nigeria is alarming and can be attributed, well, let's not just this, we not, there will be no creativity in this if we just lift this in this way. Let's think creatively. All right, and let's bring in our personal opinion here. After all, thesis is your overriding opinion, your viewpoint on this particular topic. So nothing stops you from saying, I strongly believe that there is need to examine the factors responsible for alarming increase in road accidents in Nigeria. With a view to finding a solution to the problem. Okay, all right, so this actually can be a very good, I strongly believe, all right, so this is our thesis. I strongly believe that there is need to examine the factors responsible, all right, for the alarming increase in road accidents in Nigeria with a view to finding a solution to the problem. This can be our thesis, and the important thing is for you to know exactly how we were able to arrive at our thesis. We arrived at our thesis by looking at the prompt. What is the prompt? The prompt is within the question. that we have been asked, the assignment we have been given. So we get the prompt from there. All right, so that is exactly how to do it. And with this now, we've been able to get our outline, and that means that of course we have been able to deal with this particular stage of brainstorming and creating an outline. And since we have been able to do that, then the next thing is for us to go to the next stage. So let's go to the next stage, and this is number 3, which is writing the essay. So here is a very critical stage, very important stage. Step number 3 is writing the essay, and we have to begin with the title. Normally there are 2 ways of writing the title. This method is what I call the total capitalization method. You write the title in capital letters. You can see it here, the rising incidence of road traffic accidents in Nigeria. And once we have written the title, the next thing is for us to go straight into our first paragraph, which is the introduction paragraph. Now, this introduction paragraph is supposed to contain 3 essential ingredients: the hook, the background information, and the thesis. Now, of course, the hook is the first sentence, the first sentence in your essay, and this first sentence is supposed to be the most interesting, the most attention-grabbing sentence, because why it is called the hook is that it is an attention grabber. That's what will draw the attention of the reader and also hold the attention of the reader. If the reader reads that first sentence and is not impressed by it, he or she may consider the essay unimportant and may decide not to read it. So that is why that first sentence is very important. And then after the hook, then comes the background information. You have to add some important sentences that will throw more light on the hook. The hook, by the way, is a general statement on the subject matter, that is the topic, and there are different ways. The hook can be a surprising fact or statistics about your topic. It can be an interesting question. There are different methods of coming up with your hook. The rhetorical question method can be used, raising a question, that will draw the reader's attention. Some writers may decide to use the quotation method, that is coming up with a quotation, while some may come with a direct method, just making a statement that shows how important that particular topic is. So let's really look at how to do it. So here we can see specifically what it means. This is our topic. We have written it in capital letters: the rising incidence of road traffic accidents in Nigeria. Take note that this is at the top center of your answer sheet, and then you write everything in capital letter. And once you have written everything in capital letter, you don't need to underline. Now, having written the topic or the title, then you start your first paragraph, which contains your introduction. Your introduction is the beginning of your discussion, and it is meant to achieve some definite purposes. Your introduction should be able to grab the reader's attention, and it should also be able to, convey, show the reader what the topic is all about. Okay, so let's look at what we have put down here as our hook. We have decided to use some information that is a statistical fact. We are saying here that according to the National Bureau of Statistics, the rate of road traffic accidents in Nigeria has increased by 40%. Well, let's claim part of this and let's get it wrong. Let's get it right. Let's get it a little bit straight. Okay, so you can see this exactly is our thesis. I just want us to look at the thesis so that sorry, not our thesis, our hook. Okay, this is our hook here. All right, so don't mind the direction of this, but we have been able, according to the National Bureau of Statistics, the rate of road traffic accidents in Nigeria increased by 40% in the past 12 months. Okay, so that's it exactly. So let's try and in the past 12 months. Okay, so you now have idea. Let's wipe this so that it doesn't distract us from all the other things that we really need to look at. Okay, so here and then, having written the hook, then which is our first sentence, we will come up with a few more sentences which will form our background information. We want to give the reader a picture of the social problem that we want to discuss. And so we continue here. Let me get, okay. In fact, road traffic accidents have virtually become the greatest cause of death and disability in this country. You see, we are painting more picture of how serious the problem is. Then we continue. Hardly a day goes by without one reading in the dailies, hearing on the radio, or watching on television the sad stories of people who have either been killed or maimed in road accidents in various parts of the country. See, so we are gradually giving the reader a picture of how bad the situation is. Then we continue. The mortuaries are filled with corpses picked from various accident scenes on our highways, while the emergency wards of our hospitals are full of people in varying degrees of unconsciousness waiting to be confirmed dead. See, greater picture of how serious the problem is. Now, having given this background information, then we come with our thesis, which I told you is essentially the most important aspect of the introduction. And then we say, I strongly believe, let me really not use this because it's not straight. Let me just point to it. I strongly believe that there is a crying need to critically examine the factors responsible for this alarming rate of accidents in our country, with a view to finding a lasting solution to the problem. Now, this actually is our thesis. This is our viewpoint, and we have already made the reader know specifically what this essay is all about, this article is all about. We have an opinion, we have a strong belief that there is a need to critically examine the factors. Incidentally, that is what the examiner has told us to do, and that is the prompt that has given birth to our thesis. Our thesis is our central argument. We are saying that there is a crying need to critically examine the factors responsible for this alarming rate of accidents in our country, with a view to finding a lasting solution to the problem. Now, what the thesis does is that it narrows the scope of the topic to a particular perspective. We are discussing the topic from a given angle. Some people may want to dwell on the effects of the accident. Some may dwell only on the factors or the causes. Some may dwell on the remedies. But here we have decided to talk about the causes and the remedies. So that is essentially our thesis. And with our thesis, then we are done with our first paragraph. Having done with our introduction, the next step will be to write the body of the essay. The body of the essay is usually made up of paragraphs, beginning with paragraph 2. From our outline, we have already gotten the points that we need for our body paragraphs. In paragraph 2, we are going to discuss bad roads as one of the factors responsible for the road accidents. In paragraph 3, we are going to discuss lack of vehicle maintenance. And in paragraph 4, we are going to discuss drinking while driving. And after discussing these ideas in our main paragraph, in our body paragraph, then we are going to simply conclude. Let's get back to then the conclusion will only re-emphasize the thesis by summarizing the main points discussed, and essentially there are different ways we can emphasize the need for action to be taken. We can conclude by making a further call for action on the part of the stakeholders, or we can simply emphasize the need for the solution to the problem to be actually found, or our recommendation implemented. So let's look at how this can be done. Now we can see our introductory paragraph, and then this is paragraph 2. From here we can now begin to discuss, and here we are saying one of the most common causes of road traffic accidents in this country is bad roads. Remember, bad roads is one of the main points we jotted down in our outline. Now, having stated the point, we have to support the claim with evidence, and so the rest of the sentences in this paragraph will buttress the point that bad roads are a major cause of road accidents in our country. So let's continue. Most of the roads are full of potholes, such that speeding cars buses and trucks frequently run into them and somersault, killing or maiming the passengers on board. Alright? Some of the roads are also too narrow to accommodate two vehicles going in opposite directions. Thus, there are frequent cases of vehicles getting involved in head-on collision with each other on these roads. So we have painted a picture of how the bad roads contribute to the rising incidence of road traffic accidents. Then in paragraph 3, another reason is that many vehicles plying the roads are in very bad condition owing to lack of proper maintenance. Many vehicle owners are not willing to give out money for the maintenance of their vehicles. They are only interested in the cash returns they get from their drivers. Even when they manage to give out some money for vehicle maintenance, it may not be used for that purpose, as some of the drivers themselves simply misappropriate the money and continue to drive the vehicles with worn-out tires, stiff steering, and faulty brakes. In some cases, the vehicles are being driven without lights, mirrors, wipers, etc. All these often cause accidents on our roads. Then our next point, driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs is perhaps the most devastating of all the causes of accident on our roads. Alcohol and drugs weaken the decision-making ability of the brain, so drinking and driving is the easiest way to cause fatal accidents on the highways. Now, we have discussed the factors responsible. Now, we use the next paragraph to talk about the remedy. To reduce the incidence of accidents on our roads, the government should repair the roads by filling the potholes and resurfacing with coal tar. The narrow roads should be widened and rebuilt with proper materials. The Federal Road Safety Commission and the vehicle inspection officers should stop taking bribes from offenders and rise to their responsibilities of making sure that all vehicles which are not roadworthy are kept off the roads. Mobile courts should be established to try and convict drivers found guilty of drunkenness, overspeeding, or reckless driving. Then our conclusion can be simple. For example, I have no doubt in my mind that if these measures are taken, they will go a long way towards reducing, if not stopping, the carnage on our roads. So that is exactly how to, write an essay. We have been able to go through the steps for writing an essay, and once we are through with this, the next thing we ought to do is simply let me go through this. Okay, so our point number 4 will be to proofread the essay, and that means you cross-check your essay and correct any errors in it. Errors that you need to correct are grammatical errors, spelling errors, capitalization errors. Of course, there are specific words that need to be capitalized or that should start with capital letters, such as the first word in every sentence, proper nouns, names of public holidays, names of days of the week, months of the year, and so on and so forth. So, and then you have to check the punctuation errors to ensure that you put commas where there should be commas and full stop at the end of each sentence, or if it is a kind of sentence that asks a question, there should be a question mark. Where there is an exclamation, there should be an exclamation mark, and so on and so forth. Then you check for omissions and correct all the errors. And once you correct all the errors and ensure that your essay is complete and correct, then of course you submit. So that is exactly how to write an essay, and that is how it has been in today's video. Here we draw the curtain in the video on how to write an essay in 4 easy steps. I want to believe that you gained quite a lot of benefits from this video. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to click on the bell icon so that you will receive instant notifications whenever new videos are uploaded on the channel. See you in the next video. If you have any comments as to how I can improve the quality of my video lectures, do not hesitate to leave your comments in the description section below. If you have any suggestion as to any topic that you would want me to discuss, don't hesitate also to put your comments in the comment section below. Thank you for being part of today's episode. See you in the next video, and remain blessed.